This thing, I'm not there for.
Yeah.
Because you play 5, you win. You play 5, you draw. You score 2 goals like Japan, like South Korea. You play 5 like us, we lose 2-0. You play 4, no, we play the way we want to play. This is how we have qualified. You got 7.
Yeah. For me, it also.
So in Buffett, let's talk. Hi, I'm Pitso Mosimane. Today, I brought my technical team that always works with me, but Musi Mataba, who is a technical and analyst and also data scouting also. On my right, I've got Kabelo Ramaha, the fitness coach. And today, we're discussing the World Cup. When you go for the World Cup finals, but also it has nothing to do with our finals, whatever tournament or even the league itself, but without having a plan as when, what we're going to do, when are we going to do it, how we're going to do it, it's a problem. Because you might want to come and get certain results or achievements, but you don't have a plan. So, as they say, KB, if you fail to plan, you're preparing to fail, right? So, any team in the World Cup, immediately when the league finishes, we have maybe 5 weeks or 4 weeks to prepare a plan for the World Cup. Tell us about what we always do, what you always do in our team, and how would we have done this? I'm talking only principles.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Firstly, Coach, I think the plan was going to start from October when we qualified, when we know that we're going to the World Cup. It was going to start there. It was going to be a short to medium plan. Plan.
You mean within the PSL already, also that time?
Yes, Coach. Yeah.
Okay.
Within the PSL.
Yeah.
Then, if we have, like you say, 4 to 5 weeks after the last matches,
Yeah.
the league's close.
Yeah.
Firstly, as you know, it's been a long season for most of the players. I was going to give them straight 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
Then we have 3 weeks to the tournament. So our periodization was going to be blended into the tournament because, at the end of the season, fatigue is at its highest.
Yeah.
Freshness is lowest.
Yeah.
So we always prioritize freshness of the players.
Why not a break of 4 days? Why not a break of 5 days? Why a break of 12 to 14 days? Why?
Firstly, the makeup of our squad. It's mainly Sundowns players.
Yeah.
Pirates players.
Yeah.
Let's go to Sundowns.
Yeah.
Sundowns have had a long season.
Yeah.
We go back even the previous season, they went to the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
They went to the Champions League finals.
Yeah.
So it means they've played more games than anyone else.
Yeah.
So
I remember they even finished after the league has finished.
100%.
Yeah.
So those players are fatigued. Naturally, they're fatigued. So those are the main players in the national team.
Yeah.
I'll give them rest.
Yeah.
Let them be fresher.
Yeah.
Because we know what they can do when they are fresher.
Yeah.
Now, the tournament on its own, it's very long.
Yeah.
For example, we played the first match, we have a week to the next match.
Yeah.
So the recovery has been there, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
So Musi, the work and load recovery, what's your point on that, what KB just said?
Yeah, I think from working with KB for this many years, I kind of already take the stance of I trust his judgment, and I think what he says is right. I'll always come to the fact of when do we get to get the players on the pitch, because that's equally important. And from my side, then it means how can we even get them thinking tactically about how we want to play while they're resting. So what kind of video do we want to send to players? What kind of notes, what kind of footage do we want them to see so that even though they're resting, they're still working mentally, tactically on how we want to play?
What kind of footage are you talking about?
First, it would be obviously based on our opponents. So whoever we play, we'd make sure that players have a certain number of games of those opponents.
Mm.
And then we try stagger it. So we maybe try give them videos when the opponents are playing opposition stronger than them and when they're playing opposition weaker than them, so that you can see the difference. And within that, then players would be required to send back any feedback, any notes that they have on the opponents, especially the player playing opposite them.
Now, KB, tell us about reality now. Preparation for Bafana, build up towards the World Cup. What do you do?
Coach, like we said, you qualify October, you know you're going to the World Cup. Come Jan, there's AFCON, right? So now these are two tournaments, different stages. We would plan for AFCON, obviously, to try and go in it or go as far as possible. But the AFCON will act as a pre-tournament for the World Cup.
Yeah, so Kiona preparing World Cup.
Kiona preparing World Cup.
Okay.
So pretty much, especially what we're going to do at the World Cup, that's the assignment. And then the World Cup will become the exam. Okay. So that way it will give you consistency of your players from Jan to June. Yeah. Then to build a periodization, it will be much, much easier. Now, I know where I was a few months ago. I know where I want to be. I know now AFCON is going to help me. Which opponents do I need for the World Cup?
So you're saying we're not going to AFCON to win it? It's more of a preparation.
You're going to win. Yeah. You're trying to go as best as you can.
Yeah.
I mean, the previous one before this one, you got a bronze.
Yeah.
So from bronze, okay, you have a big shot of winning it.
Yeah, but KB Scalivala, don't forget, the realities are we finished fourth in the previous AFCON. So when you go to the next AFCON, expectations are we should go to the final, right?
Yeah.
And when you're in the final, you might as well as win it.
100%.
Right? So, but the country, the expectations and all that are not wise, how easy it is to say, hey guys, scalale bala hore. This SKBIB or it's a preparation for the World Cup. But about World Cup can the AFCON mo.
Yeah. No, I think internally we know the goals you want to achieve. But again, it's very difficult to convince. Even through our footballing career, it's been difficult to convince the powers that be that if you want this trophy, you're not necessarily saying you're sacrificing this trophy, but this trophy is being used as a base to win that trophy. So I hear what KB is saying, but nobody in the public, even ourselves, are going to say, but we want to win this because we believe we can win this.
Yeah, for sure. If you came to the semifinals, you might as well as go to the your next thing is you must go to the final.
Yeah.
KB has just given us a preparation in Bafana for the World Cup, the road to the World Cup. Do you have anything in mind that you know of?
Yeah, well, I think from the top of my head, looking at how teams have prepared, I would say Portugal's preparation, looking at their friendly matches leading up to the World Cup, kind of aligns with the group they're in. If I look at their first game in the group on the 17th, they would be playing DRC.
Yeah.
So their last friendly match was against Nigeria. And also in their group, they have Colombia. And before the Nigeria match, they played Chile. So I think looking at them geographically, they've gone for countries that are similar to the teams that they'll be facing within their group.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that because Hokashibisis, Nigeria was playing DRC to fight for position of being ninth team in the World Cup,
Exactly.
right? So, and they went neck to neck. Home and away was tough. So now I understand why you talk about that. Hence, Portugal opted to play Nigeria.
Yeah. And for us, obviously geographically, South Africa being right at the tip of the world at the bottom, maybe it's difficult for us to get those friendlies. Maybe it costs more, whatever the case may be. But I think there's ways we could find to maybe position ourselves in have certain camps in countries in Europe which would allow us to play teams that are based close by.
And you're killing our preparation more high. Bafana Bafana, you want to see Bafana before they go at home also.
Yeah.
And
That's nice for the people to see the team, but what's more important is our performance at the World Cup.
yeah,
Everybody can watch it. I think Brazil are the infamous travelers of the world, never playing in Brazil,
yeah,
but they still get massive support at the World Cup.
yeah. No, I do understand that, Musi. I like the way you put it. Yeah, but also you must let's be honest. We must also look at the economics of this thing, because I remember during the days in when I was still in Bafana in 2010, I was speaking to Pahera, and Pahera was telling me CBF, which is the Federation of Brazil, at that time they were charging $1 million to go play somewhere. So don't you think the economics is one of the other parameters?
Yeah, 100%. I'm not privy to the financial numbers, but I also think that that's where like maybe we'd want to get like sponsors to help. If I just look at our time in Egypt with Al Ahly, we flew everywhere with a private flight given by Egypt Air. And so if that can happen for a club, I don't even want to know what's happening for the Egyptian national team, you know?
No, even Zamalek and Pyramid, when they play inter clubs, the Egypt Air flies them. And all the national teams.
So we need that kind of support then from our providers within this country as well to say, hey, guys, this is a once every 4 years event. Let's get behind our national team.
Yeah.
Nobody else except South Africa and Mexico played the opening game.
Coach, personally, I wouldn't have advised to play the Jamaica game. The timing was just wrong.
Now our team Bafana, I think we should not kill them that much, because I think they've had so many critics. They don't need more than what they have. Right? Everybody has killed them. Tactics. What was the problem? Because okay, the challenges. I like to say challenges than problem.
Yeah, I think, Coach, you and KB, we know sometimes when we have one of those games where everything that can go wrong goes wrong.
Yeah.
I think that was our game against Mexico.
Mm.
The challenges we faced mainly was that we could not keep the ball. We could not put consecutive passes together for sustained periods of time. And when we did have the ball, it was mainly within our half or in the middle third. We never really got into the final third of Mexico. And
why?
Well, there's tactical as well as technical causes to that. And I think the technical causes was we struggled to keep the ball. A lot of times we saw players trying to control the ball. It went far, or they miscontrolled it, or the passes were too long. And we just were not providing the passing lines that we needed, I think, to get out of Mexico's press, which, to be really honest, I don't think their press was that good. I just think we had more mistakes in terms of how we wanted to play. And that affected how we got into the final third the few times that we did. I think down to the way we set up with the 5 and a 3 and a 2, there's certain requirements on the fullbacks, on the wingbacks, to give offensive threat in the final third.
Yeah.
And I think because we couldn't get stable ball in midfield, it never gave chance to the fullbacks to get as high as we wanted them to. And so we never had numbers in those advanced areas.
KB, was it the physical side? Because you're the guy who works with strength and conditioning, fitness. Was it the physical side? Did we lack the physical side on that, or where do you see the physical side could not contribute to help us on this game of Mexico?
Coach, not entirely the physical side, but for me, it will always go back again to the preparation.
Yeah.
Remember you going, what's the time zone difference? 8 hours.
Yeah.
We know you need at least...
Time zones.
Time zones, yes.
Yeah.
You need at least 7 to 8 days
to
adapt to the time zone.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at Bafana's timing.
Did you play high
the-
altitude? I don't know.
It's very high. It's high altitude. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, is
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
So that
So-
adds up, right?
Yes. But now, especially from what Musi was saying, the technical errors, you'll find most of the time that is because your body hasn't fully adjusted. And if your body hasn't fully adjusted, something that you know a player can do with his eyes closed.
But the friendly games,
Cut.
we played a friendly game also. We had two games
days.
in the last 15 days of the World Cup, or last 10. I would say 10, right? Okay, we had our own glitches also in terms of not delaying to leave because of US didn't give us visas and all that. But focusing on that, what's your opinion on the opponents' 2 games within the last 10 days, 12 days?
Coach, personally, I wouldn't have advised to play the Jamaica
Why?
game. The timing was just wrong. The timing was wrong. You're still adjusting to the days in that area. Now, when you play a match, now you offset the little time you already have there. So now it means closer to the game, you need now to recover from the game, as well as you lost the hours that you had accumulated.
So
terms of days.
yeah, so it's not all about the game.
Yeah, it's not all about
Also about time zones.
Yeah.
And it's also about managing fatigue of traveling those hours to get there, even though you have a private flight that can go direct.
Yeah.
I don't want to say to join the gospel of playing 3 center backs for Bafana. We have always played back four at the back and all that.
Yeah.
I do understand that, yes, we have played 4 players at the back all the time. Even when we qualified for Cup of Nations, we played 4 to reach the last semi-finals of AFCON. We played 4. We qualified. We played qualifiers for the World Cup. We qualified. We were playing 4 at the back. Yeah, I understand that the last day of the quarterfinals, which one we played Cameroon, we changed to 3 or 5 at the back, because it's a 3 when you attack at the back, it's a 5 when you defend, right? That's why we always say 3-4-3, or is it a 5-4-1 when you defend? But we had it a little bit different. And tell us the comparison of Japan against a big team. They played Switzerland, right? They played same formation. Japan played Netherlands, and Netherlands was they dominated the match in terms of passing, but Japan scored 2 goals. South Korea played the same way, and Bosnia played the same way. Also, was a good game of goals, and South Korea came back to win. So if we're all criticizing this shape, people are winning with this shape in the same World Cup.
Yeah.
Are we emotional or what? Or what's the difference on that shape?
Yeah. I think you remember, Coach, we've had many arguments about a back 3 and a back 5. I know my personal feelings to it, that I don't like playing like that.
Yeah.
But there have been situations where we've had to play like that, and we've won those games.
Yeah.
We won playing against Sundowns.
Yeah.
Luckily like that. We won at the Club World Cup against Monterrey,
Yeah.
playing a back 5 as well.
Yeah.
I think every formation.
We won against the biggest derby, Al-Ahly Zamalek.
Yeah, with the back 5.
We won 5. You scored 5 goals.
Yeah. So every shape has its pros and cons, right?
Yeah.
But the pros are increased by the personnel, or the cons are increased by the personnel.
Yeah.
So we can play any shape. Your personnel will decide whether that shape comes out successfully or not.
Yeah, because if there's a best shape to play at, every club will play that shape, and no one will lose, right? Because it's the best shape. If the shape is the one that determines the score,
Yeah,
the score line.
100%. But I would look at it and say, just as a country, we're a country that thrives on wing play. You see it at are top clubs.
Yeah.
When you look at them, we have really good wingers, good in 1v1 situations, good at combination play, good at breaking the line.
Yeah.
And so people would look at that shape of the last game and say we didn't have wingers, which is true. But then that puts the burden on the wingbacks then to be extremely aggressive to get to the last line. Because if you play two strikers, you want your right wing back and your left wing back to be there to add 4 to the last line, and supported then by your 2 8s who become 2 10s.
Oh yeah.
But
we had 3 midfielders.
Yes, but because we never had
3 in the heart.
Yeah.
I think that's where the challenge became, right?
Yeah.
Because normally when you say 3-4-3, like Japan, now South Korea, like Bosnia.
Yeah.
I think the difference on what you're saying, and you're right on that, the difference is KB, really 3 central midfielders, right? And when you play 3-4-3, not 3-5-2, right? Then you have 3 players to attack with instead of 2.
Yeah.
But you reduced your midfielders to 2 midfielders instead of 3. But also, it might be crowded in that area to play 3, especially 3 holding midfielders. What's your take?
Coach, for me, I think if you have 4 in the middle, it is far easier to cover the ground.
Yeah.
The width of the ground. The ground is what, 70 meters width?
Yeah.
Versus 70 meters width, and then you're going to go where? Let's say 40, 30.
Yeah.
It is far easier to cover that than with the 3.
Yeah.
Because with the 3, if you get stretched,
Yeah.
it puts a lot of strain on you to
Yeah.
can cover the whole midfield, coach.
Yeah, but Kopele now we have 2 on a 3-5-2. Then Korea, then Bosnia, then we have played that also that formation before. But I feel we have 3 people to attack, not 2. Remember we had
Yes.
Lyle Foster and Ikram.
Yeah.
But normally everybody puts 3 on that thing. So what do you think the physical demands will be when it's 2 people to cover the attack and wing play and break and not breaking lines than with this 3, than the 3? What do you think the physical demands are when you have 2
versus 3?
Versus 3, because we've got 2 now up front to break lines and score.
Yeah, it will put a lot of strain on them, coach.
Yeah.
With 3, I mean, let's start with 2. Who gets to rest and who gets to do what? Compared if you had 3, we can say, okay, guys have been going. Let's direct the press to the side.
Yeah.
Then you can say it can involve 2.
Yeah.
And the one can rest. But your resting obviously is your active rest where you actually waiting for if they cut it, I'm the one up top.
Yeah.
But now if it's 2, coach, you coming back. When you come back and then we win the ball, who's supposed to be there to go score?
Yeah.
And I'm talking physically, coach.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, you can do it for a good 35 minutes.
Yeah. But Musi now red cards a bit,
Yeah.
And okay, we started with 1, of course it came to 2. Now with that formation,
Yeah.
how tactically when you analyze that, what would you say? Because now the shape becomes a mess a bit now.
Yeah.
Are we going back to 4-4-1, or are we going to we kept the same 3 center backs?
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
So obviously it will depend now what the coach is doing, whether we're going back to a back 4 or he persists with the same shape. I think when you play against opponents who play that shape consistently, probably your best bet is to play the same shape to try and neutralize them.
I'll play the way they play.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So because even with a back 4, if they are extremely aggressive with their wing backs, then it will be a 5v4. It ends up becoming a 5v4 on you. So the best way to neutralize it, if you're playing a 4, your midfielder has to drop or the winger has to follow the wing back all the way back.
Yeah.
Right. But obviously with Czechia, they bring another threat because 9 of the 11 players are over 1.8 meters tall, and we saw the goals that they scored, or the goal they scored and the goal that was disallowed against South Korea. There was nothing on the ground. Everything was hit in the air because for them, they're 1.9 meters tall, 1.87 meters tall. They'll win that aerial battle. And one of the red cards we got against Sitole, he's one of our tallest players. So it only leaves Ocon really, who's about 1.85.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But maybe Mbata will come in there. He's got a height also, maybe. Yeah.
We will always be short-numbered because they send 6 really tall guys up.
Yeah.
So we can maybe match the first 2 or the first 3, but there's another 3 guys who will be unaccounted for.
But do you remember the ball that was thrown long from a throw in right inside the box?
Yeah.
And the tallest guy, I think, was
Captain, the number 7.
of
Czechia.
Czechia.
Yeah.
He just headed the ball in.
Yeah.
So now we have one. Do you think we have personnel in terms of center backs that if you look at the way we played, that can defend that? Because I think, for me, to be honest, I think a disadvantage in terms of what you are talking about and where the ball was scored against Czechia, for Czechia, it might be a little bit challenge to put CBC there.
Yeah. I think you remember as well, Coach, even when we've played against teams that are much bigger than us.
Yeah.
On corner kicks, instead of maybe leaving 1 player up, we would leave 3 up.
Yeah.
It's a risk, but at least it forces that team to leave 4 back.
Yeah.
So that would minimize the numbers of attackers coming. Maybe you don't want to do that at a tournament because it's a big risk. It's different to doing it in a league game.
Yeah.
But we have to find solutions with either sandwiching players, stopping that run, trying to be as conscious as possible about you can't control where the ball goes out for a throw-in.
You see, football realities are there. That's why both guys were saying football are not there for. Everybody was, we are all saying the tactics, the system of the Bafana of playing 5 at the back, defensive is not good and everything like that. We should play the way we play, South Africa plays. And other teams played the same way, they won. Other teams played the same way, they didn't win, but they have equal and participation of attack and all that. I'm happy, Musi, you have highlighted the 3 midfielders instead of the 2 midfielders so that we increase power up front and have 3 strikers on a 3-4-3, unlike 3-5-2. But we saying play to your strength, play with your identity, and but you play to your identity, right?
Yeah.
Ronald Williams said that the aim was to soak the pressure and frustrate Mexico not to win. The coach even said that, or the aim was to close gaps and frustrate, and he achieved those things, to be honest, to such an extent, to a certain level. We can always say that. He can say, by the way, the red cards and all that. But now when you look at Curaçao, they play back 4, they play to their strength, they play the way they've qualified, they got 7. Now talk to me now. Now what is football saying, Buffett?
Coach, I think even if you look at the Curaçao game, one of the major issues that people and social media all are saying is that we weren't even creating chances. Curaçao got their 7, they scored, they had a few chances at goal, and they feel like, guys, we came to this World Cup, and I don't want to put Bafana on Curaçao's level. I actually believe we're much higher than
No, to be honest, yeah.
So I think the one thing about Bafana that nobody can take away is that nobody else in this group, in this entire 48-team World Cup, nobody else except South Africa and Mexico played the opening game.
Yeah.
Right. And so there was no assessment of what kind of level is this World Cup, how's the weather going to affect everybody, what is the actual identity that teams are taking. Because what I see lots of teams looking at this World Cup as a knockout stage from the very go.
Yeah.
I see teams just deciding we're going to go for it right from the start. That's what I saw when I watched Australia playing Turkey.
Yeah.
That's what I saw.
Australia e pakile bus le ka 5 go morago.
But they won 2-0.
And they won.
They won 2-0.
And they won 2-0. They didn't even have 30%. They had less than 30% of possession.
Yeah.
And I think maybe they had 4 shots on target. They scored 2. So this thing, I'm not there for.
Yeah.
Because you play 5, you win. You play 5, you draw. You score 2 goals like Japan, like South Korea. You play 5 like us, we lose 2-0. You play 4, no, we play the way we want to play. This is how we have qualified. You got 7.
Yeah. For me, it'll
Let's talk.
It'll always come down to your personnel determines your shape. And if we don't have personnel to play that way, we shouldn't play that way. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
I think from the results, it says that shape we don't have the personnel for. Maybe for a 5-4-1, we do have the shape because we played like that against Cameroon. And it worked out well. Even though we lost the game, we created a lot of chances.
Yeah.
Right? So the personnel always dictates.
Say that again.
Personnel.
Which shape did we use against Cameroon?
We used the 5-4-1.
So 4 in the middle.
Yeah.
Against Cameroon?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because
sure it's not 5-3-2.
No.
Oh, we used 5-4-1.
We used 5-4-1 because in attack it was a 3-4-3.
Okay.
Right.
So we increased the midfield. Now
we increased the midfield to have 3 central midfielders.
Yeah. Jaden, Eboho, and Yaya.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But I saw even Jaden also tried a little bit to push on forward as a more attacking midfielder. And I saw Mudiba also when he had his this thing that he always does at Sundowns of inverting the fullback, also gave us a little bit. And he was even seen up front as like a winger, in fact, to be honest.
So the thing is, we never created chances. And we never got to create chances because we were never stable on the ball. Because even if Sailor or Aubrey is thinking about going forward, while they're halfway in their movements forward, we lose possession, they have to come back.
Yeah.
And the 2 chances that we created, the 2 shots that we had, one was from Mudiba, one was from Bokazi.
See, just right there. You say when the 2 wing backs were going up, we get stopped on our tracks, right?
Yeah.
So now, right there, if we get stopped on our tracks, how many do we have in midfield?
3.
3.
Yeah.
Now, that's where for me, the pitch is just too much for those 3.
Yeah.
Because that 3 of your 3, the pivot is thinking, help the defense.
Yeah.
So you're not really 3. You are 2. The 2 gets stretched. How many do you have in the middle?
Well, that goes to the...
And also on our power, 2.
Yeah.
But when you play 3-4-3, then you have 3 up front. Then you have chances of threatening the opponents. And maybe that's why we didn't threaten opponents.
Again, it goes to time and preparation as well. When coach is talking about Japan playing a 3-4-3, they play a 3-4-3.
Exactly.
It's their way of play. So for them, that is their quote-unquote bread and butter. For us, it's that week or however many training sessions we have to try and play this way against a team that is comfortable, Mexico, playing in their shape. Yeah. And so...
No, but I know, but Ronwen said it. You know, you must listen to the interview. He said, we have seen the videos of Mexico playing 3-5-2.
Yeah.
We have prepared according to that. And let's be honest, it means that preparation came after the last game here, Panama, right? At home.
Yeah.
Because Jamaica, we didn't see it. We can't talk about it because that game was played under closed doors.
Yeah.
And it was 4 days before the game, right? But then it means we prepared the shape after Panama. So did we have enough time?
After Nicaragua.
After Nicaragua, right. Do we have enough time to prepare for this shape against Mexico? And then Mexico now, but a surprise. But we go 3-5-2, but I got 4. But I got 4, you know, and Rona, we have prepared that. And Ronan says we have prepared that because we saw the video clips, we saw it, we prepared like that.
Yeah.
No, but change our 4. So what we need to do? I think we need to respond to what you see. How many times we have changed the shape and adjusted the shape when we realized that, oh, this thing is not coming out. Within 20-30 minutes, we adjusted the shape and we changed the shape.
play.
Senegal is coming to play France
Yeah.
in the World Cup 2002. Senegal beat France.
As when I speak about the tiers of nations, I would like to see 5 teams in that tier.
What do you think about our African teams? What are their chances so far physically in the World Cup? What do you think? Do you think Morocco had the right physical qualities for that match?
Yeah, of course, coach. I mean, the scoreline says that. Well, Morocco, they never short of confidence
Yeah.
in the tournament they enter into, and for me,
Is it also having players like Hakimi and this the guy what's his name? He tried to beat the Panenka there in the AFCON. Brahim Diaz. Is it because of them having players in PSG, players in Real Madrid, players in Man United, players at high level? I mean,
it helps a lot, coach. It helps a lot because if you have players like that playing at such high level, your ball retention time, coach, is higher. So you are used to the tempo of the World Cup, the ball being in play. You know, compared to, let's say, if you play mostly local based. Let's use the Premier League, Premier PSL now, the Bedway. Yes, we play at the high tempo, but you can't compare it to the level at the World Cup where you have a player playing in the French League, La Liga, EPL.
Yeah.
The tempo is of a higher level, coach. And now if it's a group of you where to keep a ball is nothing, then it means we're going to have to run.
Yeah.
That's where now it brings you back to the US.
Yeah.
We'll say, okay, if we know we're going to run like that, let's rather be ready for that.
Yeah. So
Morocco number 1 for me.
So basically, you should say you should have players that are doing it week in, week out, so that when you go to the World Cup, the intensity is almost the same. But I want to spin this differently. Germany is like Bafana. A lot of local based players. Maybe 2 or 3 players playing outside. I mean, the whole Germany plays there. Is Rudiger, is what's his name? The striker of Arsenal, Havertz,
yeah.
Yeah. Not many. Germany is like Bafana.
But it's a top 6 European League national team.
Yeah.
So the other African
And
teams,
top
that's where they are
in,
players.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't have anyone in the Bundesliga at the moment playing week in, week out. So it's easier. It is much easier. That's why when you go to AFCON, it is easier for us, Bafana. It is easier for Egypt, you know, because they have most of their players playing locally. But this is a step above the level that we are accustomed to.
Egypt, Musi.
Yeah.
Egypt is local players. So we're saying maybe we should have more players from South Africa to play at a high level to be able to match that. But there's Egypt, there's Germany.
Yeah.
The strong contenders, they use more local based players. And then when you spin it, you look at it the other way. Morocco is not using local players, and look at the output that they give out and what they show. And also the same Morocco team, guys, let's be honest and let's tell the truth. When they play Bafana, we're showing them flames.
Yeah.
The same team, we beat them.
Yeah.
We beat Morocco with that team that is using Bo Hakimi.
Yeah.
No. So now I like to talk about football this way and that way.
Yeah. I think
the realities and the truth that these things do happen.
I think every nation has to figure out what works out for them. And for me right now, I think Morocco's in that space where they're like, guys, we have a really good crop of players who have Moroccan heritage. They might not be born in Morocco, but they have Moroccan heritage. But on the backdrop of that, at our youth levels, we're going to work so hard to produce local players of that level so that we start relying on our home-based players or players from Morocco.
Yeah.
And that's going to take a process, but you're seeing it at under 17 and under 20, right?
Yeah.
With Germany, like KB mentioned, they're already It's probably the third or second strongest league in the world.
Yeah.
And all their players play in that league and playing Champions League.
Yeah.
So me playing against somebody who plays for Barcelona is normal.
Yeah.
He's playing for Spain, but he plays for Barcelona. I see this guy in the Champions League. I deal with him in Champions League. You know, I know that guy. Like KB said, in terms of physical conditioning, if you can do that well, it helps eliminate some of your problems. So do what you can really do well. I think for us as Bafana, I think it's a really good thing that we have a lot of locally based players.
Yeah.
I think the difference between
but then we should be able to prepare well.
Yeah.
And even some of the players, if we could use them for Chan. I don't know if still exist or not, but Chan is gone. What do we have when Chan is gone?
Yeah.
So how are we gonna make sure the local based players are able to? Are we preparing them for that? Because really we have Lyle Foster and 2-3 players from Europe, right?
That's what I'm saying. The difference for me between us and Egypt, although we have same number of local based players, but majority of their overseas based players are also playing at the highest level. So Salah is at Liverpool, Mamouche is at Man City, Mustafa Mohammed, okay, he's not in the squad, but Mustafa Mohammed was at...
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not in the...
Abdelmonem is at Nice. So their players...
Abdelmonem is in the team?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
I haven't seen him
And
yeah.
So
he started with us, by the way.
Yeah. El Neni was at Arsenal before and moved to Jazeera. So they've had those players who were playing at, I'll say, extremely high levels, you know. Whereas some of our players, and it's not a knock on them, they're still doing well, but they are not based at what we would call top clubs at top levels.
Yeah.
So with us and Egypt, again, we know Egypt stops everything for the national team.
Yeah.
You know, and they support it in a way that...
Even Morocco does that.
Even a way that might
be
difficult to understand.
They stop the PSL for the players to play.
Yeah.
To play and prepare.
That's why the Moroccan league is still on now. Because they'll stop for Kosafa or Chan in order to have all their players there. You know, so for us as Bafana, I still think, regardless of everything we've mentioned, I think the main gripe that people had was just they felt like that wasn't Bafana on the pitch.
Look at Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
High level players, top. We can see they drew, right? Or they won.
No, Cote d'Ivoire won 1-0. But they were holding on. Yeah,
they were holding on. But in the first 15, 20 minutes, that Diamande, whatever you call him, the winger, that guy is amazing.
Yeah, from Leipzig.
No.
Well, look at the makeup of their squad. Where do they come from? Where do they play?
Yeah, well, they play all overseas, right?
At the higher level. So this is the normal level to them.
Yeah.
It's a normal level. With all due respect, coach, if I play Polokwane and City, my last match, the next match I play has to be against Mexico.
Yeah.
By the way, Mexico, coach, the whole league, from amateur to all football players, they have data on them. They have WIMU for the whole league, from the Premier League all the way to your, what we would call ABC.
Yeah.
They've got all those data and stats. So now, okay, I'm here. I'm going to play this guy in Mexico. Oh, this is his data. Where's mine?
Yeah. But we'll get there. But that...
Inshallah.
That is not money, ne? That's not money, right?
That's not money.
Yeah, that's programs that we can do it in our country.
100%.
Yeah, but we should look after football. It's numbers. Football numbers are here. Football is important for us. The World Cup is the biggest sports organization in the world, right? Yeah, we need to support Bafana.
Yeah, one thing I do know for sure is we do have the talent, and that's been proven because, you know, we've gone to Brazil and drawn we lost 1-0 in Brazil. Yeah, we beat France here. Yeah. So we do have the talent, we do have the players, and I think especially now with our group, still 2 games left. There's still everything to play.
Senegal is coming to play France.
Yeah.
In the World Cup 2002, Senegal beat France. Morocco went to the semifinals.
Yeah. I think consistency is key because the teams you're talking about are consistently performing. Morocco and Senegal was the final of AFCON. Right? Morocco, then take it back, was in the semifinals of the World Cup. You know, I watched
and Senegal won the AFCON also before.
And I watched Senegal play against the USA.
Yeah.
You know, it was a high tempo, high intensity, high technical ability game.
Yeah.
And that's, for me, is just the difference with those teams. I think even on the African continent, we have tiers, right? And in our tiers right now, Morocco and Senegal are in their own tier of exceptional teams.
I want at least minimum 3 African countries to go through, and I believe so. Okay, Musi, where do you see African football in the next 5 years?
Where I would like to see African football is, when I speak about the tiers of nations, I would like to see 5 teams in that tier. So it shouldn't just be Morocco and Senegal. It should be Morocco, Senegal, South Africa, and 2 other teams in that tier. So that at the next World Cup, we're talking about African teams getting into the last 16, 5 or 6 African teams getting into the last 16.
Where do you see Africa in 5 years' time?
Well, it would be nice to actually see, like Musi was saying, a few national teams graduating to the levels of your Morocco, Algeria. You know, this technical excellence centers.
Yeah.
So, like,
What about coach education, KB?
because that will fall under that. So in this place, coach, like, remember when you went to Algeria, where we trained?
Yeah.
So you have all the top coaches there, from youth all the way to senior teams.
Yeah.
The database there.
Well done, guys. That's why I have you next to me, right? To cover my blind spots. And thanks for coming. Welcome.
Thanks for having us, Coach.